Okay, when we did the last video on the scooter, I got a comment from a couple of different people that they didn't get a very good look at the scooter. So I thought we'd do this little video and talk about this particular company and what they do. So, and the story of my own little scooter here. So let's roll the music and get her done. Now, this is my little Stella, and they're exactly the same as a 1970s Vespa PX. And it's kind of interesting. It's a 4-speed transmission. You pull the clutch and shift. You roll your, don't get so far away, you won't be able to hear. You pull the clutch and roll it back to shift gears. So this is the clutch, this is the front brake, and over here on the floor is a pedal that's the rear brake. Okay, and it's got a little fuel shut off and a manual choke, and this is just a little sight glass so you can see that you've got enough two-stroke oil. And we just started it, and let me tell you, we got enough two-stroke oil. It just smokes to beat heck when you first start it. All right, now it's kind of an interesting little company. The guy that owns it originally had a business in Chicago, and I think they're still located, their office is in Chicago. And he restored old scooters. People drag old Vespas out of their barn, and he sourced parts and restored them. Well, I guess he got an opportunity to buy some vintage scooter manufacturing equipment. And this was apparently in India, where they had been manufacturing Vespas clear back in the 70s. And it must be been the stampings to make these, because these are exactly, I've seen one sit right next to a Stella. And if you swap the name badges, you wouldn't be able to tell it. It looks exactly like the same. So it's kind of an interesting company. They put together a company over there, and it's in India, called LML, where they manufacture these scooters. The ones that come to the United States are Stellas. I think the ones that are sold other places in the world are under a different name, and I can't right now place it. But they're kind of fun.
Okay, Vestas? Vespas.
No, that's a different company entirely. I've got a couple of luggage racks on mine, and I carry some bungee cords in the glove box so that I can take things, haul things around, and use it for more. But this scooter kind of has its own little story. They had sold this scooter brand new out of a little scooter dealership in Overland Park, and they sold it to a lady who quickly found out that it was too much scooter for her. It was a little too much handling the gears, and these are a little heavy because they're all metal. There's no plastic on this hardly. Just a little bit on top of the headlight and a little bit there, the horn housing. Everything else is metal. So they're kind of stout, and by today's standards. And like I say, with the two-stroke motor and the gear shift, it was just a little too much for her. She couldn't handle it. And so she dented it up a little bit in 2 or 3 different places. Well, she brought it back to them, still practically new, and they took it back in trade and set her up with a little 49cc, just a twist and go style scooter like everybody has nowadays. And I guess being it was a little dinged up, they just kept it around the shop, and it just became their shop scooter. And they told me they drove it to post office and back and stuff like that. And the mechanic that was there was really, he kind of hated to see it go. But I guess it finally got to a point where it needed repair, and they stuck it away in their warehouse, and it sort of got forgotten. That's an '06, so it's a few years old, but it kind of got forgotten. And then when I called the dealership and I said, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for, is a two-stroke Stella. And the guy that answered the phone, the salesperson, oh, by gosh, we can help you. So I ended up buying it. I may buy a larger scooter someday in the future, but the little Stella's going to stay. He's just too much fun not to keep him. And too unique, because like I say, all the scooters today are a little twist and go, and they don't have quite the power. And you don't have the feel of handling the gears and everything like you do with this. Okay, well that's all. You all have a quality day.